and happy Friday, Wilson County Public Library teens. I hope you have had a lovely week so far, and I'm so glad to welcome you to this new episode of TGIF, Wilson County Public Library's weekly book talk, where we look at the best in YA literature. I'm your host, Kate Britton. I'm the teen librarian here at the Wilson County Public Library, and as you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different setting today. I'm actually in obviously an office, and this is actually an office that we kind of decorated for my dad when he retired. As you can see from like the World War II airplane memorabilia all around me. And actually, this is going to kind of play somewhat of a factor into today's book, I guess a little bit. So yeah, it's a nice area. I might just, I don't know, maybe I should just move back in with my parents and use this as mine. I'm not gonna move back in with my parents. I'm a grown woman. I'm not moving back in with my parents. So, as you know, and as we've talked about many, many times on this show, I am quite the history nerd. And so I love reading books that are based on different eras of history. And for me, one of my all-time favorite period of history to learn about and read about and talk about is World War II. And today's book takes place after the events of World War II. This is called The Nazi Hunters by Neal Bascomb. And this book takes place after the events of World War II. After 1945, Adolf Eichmann, who was basically the head of operations for the Nazis' final solution. If you don't know what the final solution was, it was basically, well, to put it really bluntly, it was the Nazis' plan to eradicate the Jewish people from Europe and ultimately kind of the world. And so this man, Adolf Eichmann, was the kind of one of the worst of the worst in the SS. If you can rank, it's kind of a weird thing to say, but I mean, they were all pretty terrible. But Adolf Eichmann was the person in charge of the final solution and implementing it. So he had a lot of blood on his hands. After the war ended, he kind of just walked into the mountains of Germany and vanished from public view, and no one knew where he went. Well, 16 years later, a team of spies captured him at a bus stop in Argentina and then smuggled him to Israel, resulting in one of the century's most important trials that kind of helped cement the Holocaust and the events of the Holocaust in the imagination of the public. But this story is not about what happened basically when he was captured. It was everything that happened in between 1945 and when he was captured 16 years later. So it's how all these Jewish men came forward to hunt down Adolf Eichmann. Where they got their information from was a blind Argentinian and his teenage daughter, because Adolf Eichmann had fled to Buenos Aires, Argentina, which had become kind of a haven of sorts for former Nazis kind of fleeing justice. And so their mission is to hunt down and bring Adolf Eichmann, one of the worst from the SS, to justice. Now, this book is actually currently in, I don't know if it has come out already as a film or a TV show, but I think maybe it was a TV show. I'll have to look that up and let you know. But this is actually, it's a young adult book, yes, but I think it's really gripping. And the way it tells its story, it's like reading a spy novel or a mystery novel, filled with suspense and intrigue, and it's a true story. And, it's one of those points in history that, the Holocaust, admittedly, I think you're crazy to not admit that it was one of the low points of humanity. if not the lowest of the low points of humanity. And so this story about what happened afterwards and how the people who perpetrated it were brought to justice, I think it's really, really fascinating. So this week's book, The Nazi Hunters by Neal Bascomb. We do have this in the library. Come check it out. I think you'll really, really, and really find it interesting and engaging, and it's fast paced and it'll keep you on your toes, and you'll get through it really quickly, and then you'll be like, oh, it's over, I need another book to read, Kate, help me. And I'll go, hey, wait, I actually have some stuff for you. So anyway, I hope that you read this book. Come check it out, literally and figuratively, at the library. Let me know what you think if you read it. If you have already read this book, let me know what you think. I'd like to hear your takes on it. So anyway, I hope that you all have a lovely weekend coming up. Stay safe, stay healthy, hang in there. It's gonna get better soon. So have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye guys, be good.